Good evening, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Weekly Commodity Report. I'm your host, Paul. Going to look at natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's start. And we're going to start with the usual natural gas. This is the spot market. And I am seeing two different patterns playing out here on the spot market chart versus the futures chart here. Now, when I look at the spot market, I'm thinking that the four, that they're going up in a diagonal. We got the one, we got the two, then we got the three in. The four has to be lower on this chart for it to be a diagonal. I don't, I can't see that that's the four over there. So when we zoom in, all I see so far is just three ways coming down. 1, 2, 3. And then we had three ways up. Now we did have like a little running flat here, three waves down. And we did complete five waves coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not unless this is like an A, a B, and then this is going to be a contracting flat C. They're going to have to reverse this really hard from right here because they got to take out that low. Otherwise, there's a different pattern that's going on here. Because it looks like we've got 3, 3, and then this could be the start of, they might just give a correction and then still more up. And if they break that again, then this is looking like a diagonal because then you have 3 there, 3. This would be like 1, 2, 3. For the third wave, you get a 4, and then you get a 5. And this third wave probably be more like up there, 5. So then this is getting obviously too big on this chart. Now, when I switch over to the futures, like it looks perfectly normal. Like I said last week, I see three waves up, 1, 2, and then this 5-wave impulse. So that's three ways to there. And then, this was just your perfect 1, 2, 3 right into the perfect buy zone. So that if they're going up in a diagonal. That was 1, this was 2. And, we've got, a 3-wave move here. We had a quick 3-wave move down. And now this is probably the start of something. They'll correct and continue going on up. So for the first time in a long time, the futures market looks, the futures chart looks very easy to read. Like I think they're going up, they're probably creating a diagonal here. We got 1 and we got 2, and now we've got an impulse, and we should be getting a correction for more up, and then and then that'll be 3, get a 4 and a 5. So go out to a 4-hour. So the futures chart looks pretty simple. I think on the bigger thing, I think this was 1, and this is 2, and now we're in the process of making 3 to come break this high. But on the spot chart, I can't see that the 4 is in. That's too, it's not right. So the only thing that I can think of is that on this chart, the futures chart, they're going up in a diagonal, big diagonal. This whole way move up. This was just 1 wave, and then they had a correction for 2, and now they're going up for the 3rd wave. And this might just be they're making like a really big impulse here, because I had this as leading diagonal 1, 2, and then this was all 3. It could be that this is an impulse here, so it's 1, 2, this is 3 up here, and this was 4, and now they're gonna maybe go up for an ending diagonal for the 5th wave, and then and then this could be like A, B, and then this is just a big C wave. Or, this can still be turning into, I don't think it's going to be a diagonal at that point. I think it'd be more like this is A, this is B over here where I have 2, and then this is just a big impulse. That's the only way I can see on the spot chart that this goes and breaks this high from right here. Well, actually, I think there'll be a correction first, but if they're not going to drop it down more into like this 225, 23, 24 area, somewhere down here, if they're not going to do that and they're just going to go up from this low over here, that 253, then I think that this is just all a big impulse, and that's the only way I can see this chart going up, because the futures chart definitely looks like they are in a position to go up, unless, like I said, that they're making this is a 3, 3, 5, and they can't go and break that high again. 2787. Like I think if there's any correction from right here, and then they go and break it, well, I guess then that could still be like a WXY, and then they could still say, well, all right, so there is that possibility that they go down. They could come and break that high over there, and then it would just be a WXY. But for any short-term traders, I mean, you do have a nice 5-wave impulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think if you get any type of 3-wave correction, you could definitely be buying. I guess there is, and if this is going to be WXY, I guess that could send it down that way. So, but for sure, you got this 5-wave impulse. I would expect a correction and more up, and then, at this point up here, 2829, we'll have to see the reaction, how strong that gets above, because I guess it could be, instead of a diagonal, instead of this being 1 and 2, and then this is going to be 3, it could be just WXY, and then they send it back down, which would make sense then on this chart, that this maybe goes up one more time and then they send it back down into this zone where I'm looking for the 4 to happen. So see what happens. But yeah, for the very short term, I think there needs to be a correction after this 5-wave impulse. And then I would think there's going to be one more up, and then we'll have to wait and see when 2829 or somewhere about there, or at least break 2787. Then we'll have to see the reaction up here and what they're doing. Oil. All right, so last week I said I was looking for, after this triangle, I was looking that W was in, this triangle was X, and I was looking for a 3-way move down to break that low, that 7612 low, and I see this as a 1, 2, 3-wave move down. It's not really clear what all of this is right here. I mean, it's very impulsive, so it could be that there's still one more drop, like if this isn't 5 waves after this correction. But it looks to me like we've got a WXY in, and then when I really zoom in on the bottom here, it looks like we've got maybe a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this is 3 waves for 5. So 5th wave should be ending. Now, it's not, especially in the beginning here, it was not very strong. It was just very, look at these wicks. So there is the possibility that this Y wave just isn't done. And this is it like a three-wave move, like, W? And then this is actually, instead of what I'm maybe thinking is a leading diagonal, it could be that this is just W, X, Y, X, Z, and then they're going to come down in three waves to break 72.43. And then this will be the three-wave move for the Y. So it's not totally confirmed yet that the Y is in. So I want to see the reaction, well, pretty much starting from right now. Because if this, either way, this is either very much nearing the end of this first wave up, if that's a leading diagonal, and then you're going to get a correction. And then when they go and then they break that high, then that's going to tell us what's going on. Because if it gets really strong, then that's looking like 1, 2, and then you're going to get a 3, maybe a 4 and a 5, or that's just the first wave of a diagonal. Who knows? But obviously, if this selling gets really strong here, then this Y wave isn't in. But yeah, I'm only looking for a buy setup, and right now, you'd have to wait for a correction to happen, because you don't want to be buying here, because I see 5 waves. It's just a matter of, is this a diagonal 5-wave move or like a little X wave? And they're going to come and break 72.43 one more time. So yeah, you got to wait for a 3-wave correction, and then if you can start to see some strength, then I'd be looking to buy, because I got WXY, but now, like I always say, WXY, we can always get a 3-wave move, for an X wave, and then still one more drop for the Z wave if they're going to make this into a triple correction. So let's see what happens pretty much starting now. If we're going to get a 3-wave correction and then show some strength here, or is it just going to be correction for one more drop? All right, moving on to the metals. We'll start with copper. All right, so last week I said it would be nice if they would come and break that 3 low, because then we'd have a 5-wave move, and that's exactly what they did. So I've got 5 waves in. So I think this is, going to be like the A wave, unless they're really going to be correcting copper way down, and this is just the first wave of a correction, and then they're going to be coming up for a 2 and then going down for a 3, 4, and a 5. I think that this is probably just the A wave, and I'd be looking for a bounce up into this 467, 477 region, and then one more down. They've already entered this region that I've been highlighting, this 455. They've already come into it, so just expecting kind of like a shallow correction, and then one more drop below 451, and then down here I'd definitely be looking for buy setups, because that could be all the correction here for this EBC, and then this would be a 3-wave move before copper starts going up higher. So yeah, for short-term traders, I guess you could maybe play for a little bounce, because this would be the minimum. I mean, this could definitely move up, become a bigger correction higher before they drop. But I think the safer bet would be just let this play out, because I do see 5 waves down, and so no matter, regardless of what, I think there's going to be still one more drop, and so anything under 451 is definitely going to be a good place to start looking for the buy setups. Let's move on to gold. All right, so gold, I see 5 waves down in a diagonal format. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so far we do have 3 waves. 1 almost came and broke the low, but they didn't. 2 and 3. And so now the only question is that all the correction? Or are they going to give another three-wave move and then still one more up before they drop. Either way, I'm only looking for buy setups, but I'd only be looking under 23.14 because after this five-wave move, that should be like the A. And now it's just a matter of, is this three-wave move all the B, or is this B going to be extended for one more up? And then they'll come down for the C wave. So under 23.14 is what I think where the buy setups should start to look. I got this invalidation point. This is just telling me once they break this that we know that the fifth wave is in, because we got 3 over here, 4, and there's nothing stopping them from, we had, I see this as a 5-wave, 5 there, correction, and then 1 up. There's nothing stopping them from just doing one of these, 1, 2, come down, just barely break that, and then still go up one more, and that could complete the fifth wave. So, but if they come in, this breaks that, then we know that the fifth wave is in, and now the correction for gold is underway. So, but either way, I'm only looking for buy setups, because either the fifth wave came in and now we're correcting for one more up, or this is all correction to still complete just the fifth wave. So yeah, gold, you're in a good position, because everything points to there being at least one more wave higher, no matter what, for gold. Okay, silver. So silver, I'd still like to see it drop into this purple zone I have, 26.79, 28.97 area. And we do have 3 waves here. So now the question becomes, is this all the correction for silver? And they're going up to complete the fifth wave? Or is this 3-wave move, is that just the A wave? You're going to get some type of B wave and then still one more drop into this zone and then go up and complete it. Buying right here wouldn't be the worst thing, because I still think they have to go and break 32.51 one more time to complete that fifth wave. But it's possible, we do have a leading diagonal correction and up. It's possible, just like gold, that the fifth wave is in, and now there's going to be a correction, and who knows? I mean, this could be like the A, and then you're going to B, and then a C, and then this will just be the A wave, and you get a B, and you still get another C wave. You don't know what type of correction is going to happen here, but yeah, I'm only looking for buy setups. I think the fifth wave isn't in, and so yeah, you got to make a decision. If you're going to wait for it to drop into this zone, you might not get it, because they might have completed this 3-wave move yesterday, and this is just the start for them to go and take out that high. So kind of like pick your poison. If you buy here, you just got to know that there is a possibility that the 5 waves are in, and this correction could just be starting, really. And it's going to take weeks or maybe even a month or two for it to finish out, but wouldn't be the worst place to be buying. Okay, and uranium. All right, so this correction all of a sudden has gotten a lot bigger than I thought, because I thought they were going to be doing a diagonal, and I thought that was 1 and that was 2, and I thought all of this was a leading diagonal. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I thought there'd be a shallow correction and then one more up, and that would be the third wave, and then you get the 4 and then the 5. But now this correction is getting very deep. It's still valid. There's nothing's been invalidated. So this still could be 1 and 2 and then this is like the A, and then this is the B, and then they'll go back up and break it for the third wave. But it would literally have to reverse from where it is right now, because what I see is 1, 2, 3 waves, but then you got this little correction. So if it comes down again, then that's going to be 5 waves. And then uranium's going to correct, and then there's still going to be another, and then that's not going to be a diagonal. Now, what the other pattern that I'm seeing that could be in play is, after this big 5-wave move up, clearly you got just a 1, 2, 3 wave move down. And then this would just be a 3-wave move, or could be. So this 3-wave move could be A, and then this 3-wave move up would be the B wave. And then they could be making a running flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 maybe comes down. And we're going to have this look then. This is all the correction. So instead of going up in a diagonal, this is all just correction. So maybe they come and they bring it down to, I don't know, something like 30, 29, 30, somewhere about here. And then you have your 5-wave move. And then here's your A, B, C. And then they're going to take it up. So pretty much like all the metals, I'm only interested in buy setups. And if you can get uranium, in this 29 to 30 range, I think that's looking good, because I can't see how uranium ends after this 5-wave move up, and then you have a 3-wave move, and then you'd have a 3-wave. It can't end on 3 waves going up. So either this is going to be a running flat, or uranium really has to take off from right here to, if they're making a diagonal. If this was 1 and 2, and this is like the A, B, C for the third, it has to go up right now, because if it breaks that low, then it'd be 5 waves. So I think uranium looks really good, because either pattern says that there's more up. Either it's going up from right here to complete the third wave, or it's going to go up from somewhere down here to after this running flat, to complete this running flat. Then it's going to go up and take out 33. So yeah, I think uranium looks really good. It's just a matter of where you feel comfortable getting in. Buying right here, knowing that it might get down to 29, or buying here and maybe you get lucky and it completes the third wave of a diagonal. So we'll know by the time, definitely, I think in the next day, or I think probably by tomorrow we'll know. Either they're going to come and break this low, and I think then this is a running flat, or just going to start taking off tomorrow, because 3026 should be the 3 waves if it's going to go up for a diagonal. So yeah, uranium looks great. All right, that's the commodities. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support, and I will see you in the next video.